For broken doll, we need to be super comfortable with our direct entry to Scorpio. And when I'm talking about our direct entry to Scorpio, I'm talking about being able to keep the body parallel to the floor as opposed to getting the hips up. We need to be very comfortable with that concept. There is a tutorial on that in detail on the platform. I also recommend you are comfortable with a variety of other positions, upside down, leg grips, all kinds of different things. So this is not like an intermediate level skill. I would say you need to be very comfortable being upside down and contorting yourself into lots of poses. This is more of a higher intermediate or advanced skill. We're building on some of those basic invert techniques. People get very caught up in the shoulder flexibility of this one, and in my personal opinion, it's actually more to do with your thoracic rotation. So this is your spinal twist. We are essentially, if you think about this, we have our leg on the pole and we have to open our chest to get our arm in place. The arm itself is more like this kind of a position. So if you're very restricted in your shoulders and you can't really get your arm back, yeah, you might have some issues. But I think more often than not, it's actually your spinal twist with this one. So if you know you struggle to do anything very twisty, get working on those stretches and on that flexibility. Okay, so I usually do a general breakdown and then we go left and right. However, I can't do this on my left side, not because I physically can't do it in the sense of I just have no ability, but because my left shoulder is very injured and very hypermobile. Now, this is actually going to be a point that's really important for those of you who are hypermobile or very bendy in your shoulders. We have to think about being really active in this position. That bottom arm, if you don't really push it into the pole, it will just keep going. If you're super bendy, it'll just keep going, okay? And that's when it's gonna hurt. Now, I have an active injury. It's not just that I'm bendy and hypermobile. So it hurts regardless of what I do. But most of you who are hypermobile or bendy, you'll be fine. You just need to make sure you're active in that engagement. You're not just collapsing into the position. But we're gonna talk about that more as we get there. So yeah, I can't do a demonstration up in the air of this one, but I'll still try to give you a visual sort of close to the floor so you can see which arm and leg is doing what, okay? So let's go for the general breakdown and then we will go for left and right. So we need, side, maybe this view. It's gonna be a bit of a weird angle, but I think this might show you best what's going on. So I'm going to invert straight into our Scorpio. Now remember what I said at the beginning, we want our hips to be parallel to the floor. We're not driving our hips up like when we enter an outside leg hang or a Gemini. So let me just show you that visual again. So I keep my head up and I'm bringing my leg, okay, by my hands and my body is parallel to the floor, okay? So inside leg is hooking. Now we don't want to let go. I've already let go and fucked up. We don't want to let go. We're going to take our outside hand off. And you might see I'm opening my chest like a book to the floor. My arm is going to circle around the pole and we're going to get it as close as we can in. I'll talk about this a bit more in a moment. Now, really arch, push your arm into the pole. I'm going to swap to the other ankle, dropping the first leg right back. And then if we feel safe, we're going to take our hand off. You can grab the back leg. Okay, there are lots of other options. I'm slowly sliding down. That was not a good dismount. I need extra height next time. So that's like the general, the very basic steps. To come out, we generally reverse it, okay? I'm gonna show you a few times, so don't worry. So this is a hard one to do and talk whilst you're doing it. The other thing is I am still on a normal pole and it's actually quite slidey. But this one's very painful on silicone. So I didn't want to risk it, so apologies. Okay, so let's talk through a few of these points, sort of maybe close to the floor. So this leg, obviously, the inside leg is coming around and hooking. So imagine that leg right now is hooked onto the pole, okay? Hooked up. My arm that is closest to the pole, the one that will come off for your armpit grip, is going to stay on. We're going to take our outside arm off. What helps is if we circle the arm. But we want to open the chest to bring the arm on. Now, there's different points you can put that arm on the pole. So if you imagine this is me, upside down, okay? So we can go elbow. We can go more like on the bicep, if you can see that. And some people are so bendy they can actually get it into that armpit, okay? I am not that person, okay? I'm pretty close, I'm on my bicep. Doesn't matter where you put it. If you can get it in your elbow, great. If you can get it in your bicep, great. If you can get it in your armpit, great. The key is this bottom arm needs to be actively pushing into the pole, okay? No matter where you get it on that pole, I want you to push it into the pole. Even if you've got an elbow, okay, I want you to think about pulling across into the pole with that grip. Now, the other thing we need to think about doing is pushing back with our body. There is a grip point on the side of the body that if you're not active about pushing it into the pole, it doesn't do a lot, and then you get slidey, okay? So I want you to be very active in pushing into the pole with the arm and pushing back into the pole with the body. It's a hard one to demonstrate, but you want to push back so you're getting those grip points. That's really important. That's going to help lock you in place. So now forget about the arms for a second. Let's talk about the legs, and then I'll do another demonstration of the pole. So imagine this is me. I've just done my Scorpio leg hook. Okay, my foot is just over my hands. My inside arm stays on. I take my outside arm off, I reach out. I've put my bottom arm on the pole. I'm pushing it into the pole. And I'm pushing this hip, okay, back into the pole. It's like I'm kind of backing my bum up into the pole. This hand is still on the pole to begin with. In time, you may find you don't need it, okay, but to begin with, very valuable, very useful. So now this second leg needs to come on. So I'm going to do a little switch. But what's important is that that leg comes quite low. Don't put it up here. If you put it up here, this is also pulling your hips up and into the pole quite a bit. And that is going to not help with your grip. Okay, so I find it's easier if we bring it a little bit lower. Now there is a flexibility element here, so you can only bring it as low as your body will allow. Make do with what works for you. If it's up here, that's fine. But if you can, it's going to feel better. Now it's going on the back of the heel, just like in an extended butterfly and other skills like that. And I'm actively thinking about opening the knee out away from the pole, not rolling it in. This also seems to help because we're quite turned to the side anyways. And that opening there, I think, also helps me with my grip. Now, it's important to then let your hips drop back and down and this back leg drop back and down. You don't want this leg kind of curling in. It has to extend as far away as it can, okay? Then once everything's in place, this arm that's on the pole comes off and back. And that arm may, if you can, grab that back leg, or it can just stay out to the side. Okay, personal preference. There's actually lots of variations we can make on this shape. So it's not necessarily going to look exactly like mine today. Okay, let me see if I can get a bit more height and I can show you that exit a bit better as well. But remember your exit, you are essentially just reversing it. So easiest thing to do is swap the legs back, okay, unhook the arm, reach up. Let's see if it works. I'm going to give myself loads more space because this one, you do, unless you're a really grippy person, I'm not a really grippy person, I tend to lose a lot of height on this one, okay? So remember, we're going to invert and hook our inside leg. And you know what, I think I'm going to go this side this time so you can see more clearly the arms. So remember, we're parallel to the floor, drop that leg back. Take the outside hand off, open your chest, circle your arm. Get your arm in as tight as you can. Push back through your hip and pull in with your arm. Take your outside leg around, bring it low. I've gone into the elbow this time. I want to go lower. There we go. And then this back leg has to really open back, and then both hands can come off. To come out, you're going to swap the legs back, reach up, releasing the hand, and coming down. I think I turned and got the worst view for that, but so second hand comes back up, back on, arm that's down comes back up. Oh, I'm just talking shit, aren't I? So imagine I'm in my shape, okay? So first thing I do, inside arm, the one that's not on the pole, is gonna come up. I'm gonna swap my legs. Then I'm gonna release my bottom arm, hold onto the pole, then straddle down. Okay, you're gonna get more views when we do left and right. Although left I'm gonna do on the floor. Okay. It's a hard one to do and talk. It really is. It's quite extreme twist. So it is sort of compacting the ability to breathe very well. Okay, right side. That's what I just did, but we're going to go from this angle, I think, because it will be easier to see which leg is left and right. So the leg that is on the left of the screen will be the left leg, and the left arm, the right leg. Okay. Okay. Let's get some more height. It's very slidey today. Very slidey. Okay. So go into your invert and hook your left leg onto the pole. Remember, we want our hips parallel to the ground. Keep your chest up to begin with. Drop your right leg back. You can see I've really already opened it. My right arm comes off and I'm going to circle it and open my chest to the right. Now, what I find is helpful here is to slide the top hand down a little bit and pull into my bottom armpit. Okay, just going to try and, I need to turn myself a little bit. Here we go. My armpit is in. Okay, I'm going to really squeeze. You can take that hand off already if you want, or you can actually keep the hand on a little bit longer. Okay, squeeze that arm into the pole. Take the outside leg, which is your right leg, across, and then drop your back leg down. Left hand comes off. Bring the left hand on. Bring the left leg on. Reach the right arm out. Straddle down. Oh my God, I'm so slidey today. I can't go much higher in here, so hopefully you can understand and see what happened there. Okay, left side I can't do very well. I might try. Let me just have one go. Even if I can't hold it, you'll be able to see what's going on. I just need to not collapse into the shoulder. I think so. I've had a very long-term injury in the shoulder, which I don't think is even pole related. I think I'm hypermobile, and I think I slept funny, and my shoulder was stuck elevated for about 3-4 years, and it suddenly went one day. But I think there's some nerve damage and stuff from that in there. So yeah, just one of those things. Waiting to see some people and get some scans and things. Okay, so enough chattering. Left side. So pole's on my right leg is hooking. See if I can get a little extra height. Whew. Okay, so hips parallel to the ground, left leg back. Left hand comes up open. Pull into that armpit. Push that arm into the pole. Swap to your left leg. Take the right leg back. I won't be able to do this side, it hurts already, and I'm also very slidey. Okay, and then both arms would be off. So right hand would come back on, right leg comes back on, left arm detangles, and then we dismount. Okay, so although I haven't been able to do it successfully on that side, you can at least see what's going on. I didn't want to push that, it was really starting to hurt. Okay, I think that is really the key points. You have to be very active with this skill, so think about each of your body points. So whichever arm is down, you're actively squeezing that arm into the pole. You are pushing back with your hips and your body to try and create grip there. You are really opening, like really push your hips and leg back. And the ankle that is on the pole, push that into the pole. Don't just place it there, okay? So I don't just flop it there, I'm actively pushing into the pole. Every grip point needs to be squeezed. If you're one of those lucky people that just sticks to the pole really easy or really grippy, you probably won't have to think about that as much, but most of us do. Okay, I think that's everything you need today, but if you have any questions, let me know. And as always, don't forget to train smarter, not harder.